What's up guys, and welcome back to my Lorethrough series. Today we're going to cover Melina and Bock, two crucial quest lines that are connected and both end once we set foot in the royal capital. If you end up enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I upload one of these every Thursday. Since we have more than 2 great runes already, there is now only one thing standing between us and access to the capital. A draconic tree sentinel. Just like the Lanedale soldiers, these tree sentinels are part of the dragon cult of the capital. They use the ancient dragon's signature red lightning, and wield both a weapon and a shield formed from a dragon's claws. If you've given Millicent a sword arm by this point, she can be summoned for this fight. Since the first character we will meet once we head into the capital is Bock, let me quickly recap his quest line up to this point. We first freed him after he was turned into a tree in Limgrave, and then retrieved his mother's sewing needle from the coastal cave. We met him again at the lake-facing cliffs in Liurnia, at which point he vowed to become our personal seamster. After defeating Radahn and obtaining Radahn's altar-built chest piece, we gave the golden sewing needle to Bock at the Bellum Highway, promoting him to a royal seamster even capable of altering the garb of demigods. We encounter Bock once again at the Altus Highway Junction site of Grace.
Bock the seamster, at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments. Master, may I ask you something? Would you mind if I called you Lord? I heard that you and the other tarnished seek the throne of the Elden Lord. Well, I know that you will be the one, and you would make just the manner of kind-hearted Lord that I'd wish for. So please, if you would, allow me to call you Lord. You don't say. Thank you. Thank you. My lord, my lord, my lord. Please become Elden Lord. And please let I, Bock the seamster, remain at your side.
He might be a bit too submissive for my taste, but he is the one character in the Lands Between who truly believes in us, and that's worth quite something, right? What's notable about Bock is that unlike any other character in the Lands Between, he's obsessed with his mother and what he feels she would think about him if she was still around. It turns out we're not the only ones who notice this, as Melina has something else to say about Bock.
Your seamster, Bock. I see him crying from time to time. I think he misses his mother. He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful. Does being born of a mother mean one behaves in such a manner?
This is quite a curious bit of dialogue. There are 2 important bits here. One will be important later in the quest line, so let's talk about the other one first. Does being born of a mother mean one behaves in such a manner? This clearly implies at least Melina herself wasn't born of a mother. The truth is, it is not normal at all in the Lands Between to be born of a mother like in the real world. If you remember all the catacombs that had dead bodies getting absorbed into the roots, that's only half the process. Remember, there's no true death in the Lands Between, so all the people getting absorbed by the roots get reborn as a sort of fruit in the canopy of the Erdtree with Queen Marika's blessing. Or at least they used to, until Queen Marika was imprisoned in the Erdtree. People who are born through the Erdtree this way are being referred to by the characters in-game as touched by the Erdtree's grace, or having grace. If you want to learn more about this cycle of life in the Lands Between, I recommend watching the Tarnished Archaeologist series on it. It's how I learned about this process in the first place. There's lots of other ways creatures are born in the Lands Between, but these creatures haven't been touched by grace and are usually looked down upon by people with grace. To get back on the topic of Bok, demi-humans are born directly from demi-human queens, much like we would know it in the real world. As such, they have a much stronger connections to their mothers. We can see this not just in Bok, as wild demi-humans lose hope and stop fighting us whenever we kill their mother. We meet Bok again once we enter the capital at the East Capital Rampart site of Grace.
Bok the seamster, at your service, my lord. Ready to make adjustments to your garments. My lord, did you see it? The Erd tree. I don't really have the words for this, but I was so dazzled. I felt something stir in my breast. The Erd tree is waiting for you, my lord. I know it, I do. I feel it in my bones. Oh, please, take the throne of Elden, Lord. My lord, have you ever wished you might be born again? Well, they say that Renala of Rea Lucaria has the power to help people be reborn. Oh, me? Reborn? Oh, look at me. When you're this ugly, well, being reborn, it would hardly make a difference, I'm afraid.
Now you might think the only option here is to give him a larval tear, but this is actually a branching path within his questline, and this is where the other important bit of Melina's dialogue earlier comes in.
He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful.
In the demi-human inhabited hermit village, we found the prattling pate "You're beautiful" in the last episode. Its description reads, "Unconditional love, unrestrained assurance." Must have been a mother speaking. If we use this prattling pate in front of Bok here, he has the following to say.
You're beautiful.
Bok the sea ready to make... Did I just hear my mum speaking? Thank you very much. Mum was always the only one who said I was beautiful. And now, my dear lord, let me hear her voice. Oh, please, if I may dream just once, do you feel the same way my mum did, my lord? Do you think I'm beautiful, despite these looks? Oh, my lord, my dear lord, I, Bok the seamster, am forever in your service. May the throne of Elden Lord be yours.
If you choose this ending, he will just stay here and remain your royal seamster. But what happens if you actually give him the larval tear?
My lord, what's this? Oh, it can't be. For my rebirth. But these are precious. Are you certain that it's for me? Oh, my lord. How did you know? It was my only wish that I might honor you with a decent appearance. My lord, it shouldn't take me long. I'm off to see Renala of Rea Lucaria. I'll be reborn, fresh and new.
Once we visit him at the academy, he is reborn, but unlike us, he doesn't have the great rune of the unborn, so, much like Renala's children back in the phase 1 of her fight, his rebirth is imperfect. He can't talk, doesn't seem to understand what's going on, and will die the next time you rest at a grace. Needless to say, keeping him around is a much better ending to his story. We already briefly touched on Melina, but I'll quickly recap her journey as well, since it ends at the same site of Grace's box. She, alongside Torrent, first discovered us directly after we lost to the grafted Scion in the tutorial. Torrent then chose us, which meant Melina gave him and the power to turn runes into strength to us at Gatefront. She was no finger maiden, but she played that role for us as best she could. After teaching us about grace and pondering her own purpose, she invited us to the Round Table Hold when we first challenged Margit. Her identity is quite mysterious. It's possible that she's Queen Marika's daughter, as she talked about her purpose given to her by her mother inside the Erdtree, and she was able to sense echoes of Queen Marika's old speeches where they took place and share them with us. She did this at the Third Church of Marika, the Church of Pilgrimage, and the Grand Lift of Dectus. Naturally, she had a lot more to say throughout our journey through the Altus Plateau, besides commenting on Buck. When we first arrived at the Altus Plateau,
the Erdtree is close, only a little further till the foot of the Erdtree, and the accord is fulfilled. It takes me back. I was born at the foot of the Erdtree, where Mother gave me my purpose, though now everything is lost to me. I have to ascertain for myself the reason for which I live, burned and bodiless.
when we defeated the tree sentinels to break through Lanedel's outer wall,
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words, hear me, demigods. My children beloved, make of thyselves that which ye desire. Be it a lord, be it a god, but should ye fail to become aught at all, ye will be forsaken, amounting only to sacrifices.
and finally at the Minor Erdtree Church.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words, I declare mine intent to search the depths of the Golden Order through understanding of the proper way. Our faith, our grace is increased. Those blissful early days of blind belief are long past. My comrades, why must ye falter?
I can't really explain most of Marika's echoes here without spoiling some of the stories, so I won't analyze this dialogue here, and instead make references to it when it becomes relevant. Regardless, once we reach the capital, her journey with us ends, and it's time to bid farewell.
My utmost thanks for bringing me to the base of the Erdtree. Here, I can govern my own movement, and thus, the accord is fulfilled. I shall depart to ascertain the purpose I was given. Farewell. I shall leave Torrent and the power to turn runes into strength. Here, with you, I wish you luck in realizing your ambition. You have fought long and hard. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I upload one of these every Thursday. Lanedel is one of the only places in the game that's even more secret-riddled than Stormvale Castle, so I'm looking forward to properly start this journey with you next week. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye!